So today we're looking at the Victoria University of Wellington Doctoral Scholarship. Now this university is one of the top universities in New Zealand, and the Doctoral Scholarship, they offer approximately 110 of the scholarship per year. It covers your tuition fee and you get a annual stipend of 32,000 New Zealand dollars. Now I'm going to be showing you how to apply for this scholarship. They have 3 rounds per year. 2 of the rounds have passed, but then the next round, the deadline is 1st November. So you have enough time to prepare your application and then apply. And it's a fully funded doctoral scholarship. Before we get into how to apply and the eligibility, please, if you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. Like this video and share to as many people as you think could be interested in this. Also, Opportunity Nanny is now on LinkedIn, so if you're on LinkedIn, you can just go and follow us. We really appreciate that. Also, remember that we offer consultation service like CV review, we offer motivation letter review, and so many others. Just click the link in the description box, and I'll also be putting the link in the comment section. It will be pinned, so you can also click that if you do not know where the description box is. As I told you before, I'm excited about the launch of our motivation letter templates. It will be coming out by Thursday. I'm going to be putting it on the community tab when it is out, so you guys make sure you stay subscribed, because if you're not subscribed, you will not see the community tab. Anyway, let's dive right into the video. Now, I already told you that the scholarship is to encourage and support doctoral students. Now, what is the eligibility of the scholarship? It is open to graduates of any university within or outside of New Zealand that intend to enroll for full-time doctorate degree. There are other additional information, and they are telling you that to be considered for the scholarship, you should have a strong academic record, an excellent academic reference. You have to provide two reference letter, demonstrated potential for high-quality research, or a record of publication in high-quality journals commensurate with experience and education. Now, there are other considerations that will be taken into account, right? And there are conditions. The application deadline, I already told you about the application deadline. It's 1st November. I told you about the eligibility and others, so you can just read that. But let's scroll back up and see how to apply. So you're going to be clicking on the on the Wellington Faculty of Graduate Research website. It's just going to be showing you how to actually apply for this and the application process. So this is the page, right? How to apply for a PhD. Now, depending on the PhD you want to apply for. How to apply for a PhD. Our application is currently open for the November intake, which is what we are aiming for. So you click on how to apply. Once you click on how to apply, it's going to take you to this page. Now, in this page, we are going to be checking the doctoral entry requirements. So if you want to apply for your PhD, what is the requirement? Additional requirements, because if you are doing like PhD in courses like architecture, creative writing, and the rest, you have to submit your portfolio. So there are other additional requirements for it, and I'll show you how to apply, prepare your expression of interest, submit your writing sample, and the rest. It's pretty straightforward, and you have to apply by yourself. Agents are not allowed. I know there's no application fee, so it's just straightforward. So the first thing we are going to do is that before we find a supervisor, you can already see that they told you that you do not actually need to find a supervisor before you apply, but you are encouraged to learn about their researchers and approach them directly to discuss potential projects. The final allocation of supervisors is done by the school according to research interest and available resources. So as you already see, you do not need to find a supervisor, but you can meet them and discuss if their research areas align with yours. They said it is when you submit that the final allocation of supervisors will be done by the school or the department you submit to. Now let's check that you meet the requirements to apply for a doctoral degree. So I'm just going to click on this link. Once you click on this link, it's going to open and we are going to see the entry requirements. Now, if you are from a university outside of New Zealand, you should have a 4-year bachelor's degree graded in 4-point GPA system. You will need to have at least a GPA of 3.0 out of 4.0. So if it is graded in the 5-point system, that will be 4.0 out of 5.0, which is a second class upper. Now, If you have a bachelor's degree graded in the British system, including India, you must have been awarded, as I already said, a first or a upper second class, that's a second class upper. Or you will need to be able to produce evidence to the satisfaction of the dean, faculty or graduate research, and other adequate training and the ability to proceed with the proposed course for the degree. Now, if your first language is not English, you will have to meet the English language requirements. Now, for Nigeria, your first language is English, so you do not need to meet these requirements. But those that their first language is not English, I'm going to be showing you the requirements briefly that you can meet. Then you also have to provide certified copy of your academic transcript. You have to provide your certificate, and if your document is in a language other than English, you have to attach a certified English translation. They also talk about the calculation of your grade point average, but you can read about that, sha. Then your English language requirement, I already told you that if your first language is not English, you will have to provide proof of English proficiency. And this is the proof. So you have to provide TOEFL, IELTS and the rest. So you can visit that page to understand more. Just click on the English language requirement page if your first language is not English, just to see how you can now apply. Now, apart from your qualifications, there are other credentials and other qualities that they are looking for. Now, they want you to have or demonstrate a strong interest in doing a substantial research project over an extended period of time. Be self-disciplined and focus on your research. Be persistent in the face of setback. Be willing to respond effectively to advice and criticism. Be able to work independently. Be willing to work within the scholarly tradition. Have stable financial and personal circumstance, and be able to write well, as you will need to communicate your results and write a thesis. So this is the requirement, right? Now we'll now look at additional requirement for those that want to do a doctorate like design and health. So you just click on programs with additional application requirements, and it's going to be showing you in this page. So if you are interested in a doctorate like design, creative writing, you have to see the samples of letters and the portfolios that you will have to submit for that. So let's go back. After we are done, they said you have to sign into the application system. So I'll be taking you there. I'll be showing you how to sign into the application system. But then you also need to prepare your expression of interest. So you do not need a formal research proposal at this stage. You will need to write an expression of interest. So let's see, they showed us how you can write your expression of interest, or the guide for writing your expression of interest. So in writing your expression of interest, just describe your proposed research project, right? They don't want a full research proposal during this application process. They just want you to provide a specific issue or question are you interested in studying. So what is like your research proposal topic? What do you think the topic needs for that research? They're just trying to ask you to identify the research gap. So why are you undertaking this research? Why do you think this topic needs further research? How would you go about researching this issue? What are your methodology? What methodology are you going to be using? Now, what particular obstacle or challenges, if any, do you anticipate in conducting this research? So are you looking at maybe the responses? Is it a sensitive research topic that you might not get responses? If it's like data, maybe there's no availability of data. What obstacles or challenges do you think you're going to face? Now, what in your academic, professional, or personal background prepares you to undertake a doctoral research? You have to answer all of this in your expression of interest. And I'm telling you that you should make sure that you align your research, provide context and subsequent development. So you just read that so that it will help you in preparing your expression of interest. Now all of this, you'll be submitting it in the application page or in the application system, right? Now they said when you go to the online application, it is through this system you are going to request report from your referees. So what you just do is that you just submit your referees details and they will send them the request automatically to fill in the request. I already told you that you must complete the application on your own. You cannot use an agent to apply on your behalf. After you have prepared your expression of interest, you will now assemble or upload additional documentation. Now, all applicants will need to provide a 2,000 word sample of your academic writing in English or in their language. So they need a sample of your academic writing, maybe your formal thesis, but it should be like 2,000 words. So you can get maybe the abstract or something. Or if you have published a journal, or there's just any academic writing that you have a sample of it, you need to upload it. And I already said a certified copy of your academic transcript and your degree certificate. Now for those that their first language is not English, you will need to provide proof of English language requirement, and if your document is not also in English, you have to provide translation of that. Then they said if your most recent qualification was not completed in New Zealand and you are not a current student of the university, you have to provide what they call a Scholaro Grade Point Average GPA report. So just click on this link and they will show you how to go about it and how to generate that report. Then as I said, you have to select two reference and ask them to evaluate your academic ability and your research potential. They said it is a critical part of your application and must be received before they consider your application. You should request your reference at least 2 weeks before the deadline for your chosen round. So if the deadline we are looking for is 1st November, so your referees should be requested at least 2 weeks before the deadline. So once you are ready, you're just going to submit your application. Now let's now go to now see how to now check for doctorate degree they offer. So you click on doctorate degree, right, and it's going to take you to this page. Now they offer three different types of doctoral degree: the PhD, 5 professional doctorates in education, health, music, and higher doctorate. Now, the first PhD they offer is Doctor of Philosophy, and here you just pick across their research areas of the university, right? As far as you get appropriate supervision and resources are available. This takes minimum of 36 months to complete. So you will just check among their research areas and propose a topic that aligns with the research area that you want to undertake. One is professional doctorate. So those that want to do doctorate in health, in midwifery, in nursing, in education, in musical arts, you can also check that one out. Now they said the Doctor of Education is not currently open, so have that in mind. Then we now have the higher doctorate degree, and this one is awarded for a substantial body of published work that indicate excellence and distinguished leadership and that provides an original and prestigious contribution to the relevant field. Applicants have to submit portfolio of work for initial consideration. So this one is not really our business, it's mostly these two. So the one for professional doctorate and this Doctor of Philosophy where you propose your own topic. So you just click on the link to Doctor of Philosophy. So this is Doctor of Philosophy page, right? I'm telling you that this university is #1 for research intensity. You can play this video to hear from their PhD students that are currently undertaking PhD. Now, the Doctor of Philosophy is for 9 trimesters. That's a minimum of 3 years and it's 360 points, right? So what you do is you now find a potential supervisor just to see how you can discuss your project ideas with them in advance of your application. As I already told you before, do not need to confirm a supervisor. Now you click on explore research profile. Now if you are not sure of where you want to undertake research in, you can click on explore faculties. So once you click on explore faculties, they are going to group their research into group. So they have research groups, so you can see the research groups and see, okay, do I want to check if I'm interested in undertaking something in this research group. But if you already have a proposed research area in mind, you can just click on the explore our researchers profiles. So once you click on that, it's going to take you to faculty, research institutes and centers. This is one I spoke about, so you can click on that link and then you can see find researchers. Now if I want to do a study on, let me say, employment, you just can just put keywords there. I'll now click on find researcher. So what it's going to do is that it's going to bring out every lecturer, every researcher that has done work on employment, right? I can now put in the filter, I want someone that is ready to supervise master student or PhD student. So they are now 40, they have reduced it to 40. So these are the people that are interested in supervising. So I can just click on one of them, how their work, check out their publication, and then if you want to contact them, you can just click on their email address and contact them. So once you have done that and you have discussed with them and you have all your documents, let's go back to this page. So this how to apply page, and just click on November application round. So click on applying here, then you just click on apply here, then student login. So you just register now, enter your email, and then go from there, and you can now apply by yourself. And that's all about the Victoria University of Wellington scholarship. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye guys.